Well, good morning and happy Thursday to you, Tennessee Valley. It is a storm alert weather day, so we're going to be tracking out the potential for some strong to severe storms. This will be a relatively brief update. I just wanted to keep you in the know of what's going on today. Between 5 and 10 Eastern Time or 4 and 9 Central, that's going to be our window for severe potential a little bit later today. Entire coverage area, primary threat's going to be damaging winds and hail. So not looking at much of a tornado threat. So that's certainly good news. This will impact your evening plans, so you want to have the Local 3 weather app on standby and make sure you can keep up with the radar and the local watches and warnings. But right now the front is moving across parts of Kentucky, some heavy rain. Things are quiet here across the Tennessee Valley, barring a few sprinkles this morning. Really not going to see many issues. But here's a look at your Futurecast. Again, this is overdoing the rain. This was earlier high resolution model data. The latest don't come out until a little bit later this morning, and I'll already be at home. But this gives us a good idea of what's going to happen later today. I think we'll get a pretty good break this afternoon. Sunshine giving us that extra instability, and then this is what we're going to have to look out for. These individual cells that could become severe. Again, this isn't exactly what the radar will look like, but it gives us a good indication of the atmosphere we're going to have. Elevated convection. We'll have some decent updrafts with some of these storms, which will allow for that hail formation. So we'll have to watch that, and of course we can always get gusty winds. So this is more of like a summertime setup, what you would expect. These storms continue to fire up across North Georgia, moving really from the northwest to the southeast. Could get a break, and it looks like that cold front comes through later this evening. More rain and wind possible, and then we clear out during the overnight hours. And then going into your Friday, it appears that we're going to have another weak disturbance move through. More showers, maybe a few downpours possible during the late afternoon and early evening. Nothing severe tomorrow, but it is something to kind of be mindful of if you have any plans. So as we take a look at your lightning, hail, and shear forecast, not expecting a whole lot for the first part of the day, and then by this evening 6:22 some of those hail signatures showing up. Again, you can't look exactly where these develop. It just gives us an idea that there is going to be the possibility of hail, maybe a little bit of wind shear indicating some strong winds. But just looking at the data from this morning, not really seeing anything indicative of tornado development, which is certainly good news. But we are going to have that storm fuel. So the cold front gives us the lift, and the warm air ahead of that is going to give us a favorable environment for severe development. And you'll notice how that storm fuel really starts to fire up later this evening and then kind of fade away as we get into the overnight hours. So daytime heating provides the extra fuel we need, and then by tonight we start to lose that, and that cold front passes to our southeast and things start to dry out and temperatures will gradually start to turn a little bit cooler. But here's a look at your severe weather outlet look, but this timing is off. Again, that's 5 to 10, so ignore that. This is an older graphic, and we'll go ahead and change that 5 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So 4 to 9 Central Time, we're going to be dealing with that potential for some severe weather. A level 2 out of 5 risk is in effect for Calhoun, Ellijay, Dalton, Chattanooga, Dunlap. Level 1 out of 5 risk north and east of Chattanooga, so Pikeville, Athens, Murphy. And like I mentioned earlier, this is mainly going to be for hail and damaging winds here across the Tennessee Valley. So that's what you need to be on the lookout for. Again, not expecting widespread severe weather, but it's just one of those evenings where you want to pay close attention to the weather, because if you have plans to go to the Lookouts game or go to the park or just enjoy time with your family after work, you're going to want to have the radar on your phone, be able to check out where the storms are located, because some of you may not even see rain today. That's a possibility, while some get some heavy downpours and some strong storms. So it's just going to be highly variable, but we'll keep a close eye on things. And again, this level 2 risk, as we zoom out a little bit, you can see that's all the way from West Tennessee, North Alabama, North Mississippi. So it's going to be more of a regional thing as well. So like I mentioned, no flooding potential, no tornado potential. Large hail, high winds going to be our primary concern, just to reiterate things. And rainfall amounts are going to be highly variable, typical of what you would see during summer day. Athens may get a heavy downpour, pick up an inch of rain. Chattanooga may miss the storms and get little to no rain. So it's going to be one of those setups today, and it's hard to say what exactly the future radar will look like. We can just look at the conditions and some of the data coming in, and it gives us an idea of what to expect. But again, the radar, you never know exactly how it's going to materialize. So continue to pay close attention to that. As we take a look at 7-day forecast, like I mentioned, I wanted to keep this short and sweet and to the point today, just so you have a plan of how to go about the rest of your Thursday. Quiet through really the late afternoon. This evening after 5 or 4 Central Time is when you need to pay attention to the weather and be weather aware. Friday, Cool, rainy, cloudy. We'll have those showers during the afternoon and evening. Cold start Saturday morning in the upper 30s to lower 40s. Could even be some high elevation frost with temperatures climbing into the 60s. A chilly start on Sunday morning. Could be more frost, even in parts of the valley. And then we'll bounce back into the 70s. Low humidity, gorgeous day. 80 on Monday. Few sprinkles possible Tuesday. And then we'll cool back down into the 60s on Wednesday. So it is trending a little bit cooler into the middle of next week. And again, it doesn't look like we're going to have any widespread severe weather chances going into next week as well. So that's certainly good news. Keep you updated throughout the day. Follow all of our local meteorologists, and of course, stay safe, stay weather aware, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday.